What's up, guys? So as you can see, Galax sent me over their most recent Nvidia graphics card, the RTX 4080 SG. And if the box is any indication, we should see a pretty big improvement over something like the RTX 3080 Ti. But let's just jump into the video, jump into the unboxing, and show you what this card is all about. Alrighty, so we got this thing open, and as you can see, it's a pretty nice setup when it comes to packaging. Definitely not going to see any damage if you were to get this thing shipped, even across the country, across the world, wherever you're getting this card from. It should be plenty safe and secure by the time it gets to you. We'll leave the actual graphics card for last and start off with some of the accessories that you get in the box. So to start things off, we get ourselves the GPU support stick. It should be all RGB once you get it all set up. But let's get this thing out of the packaging and show you what it actually looks like. So here you go. Here it is, the GPU support stick that comes with this Galax card. Definitely going to need it with this 4080 just because of how heavy this card actually is. You get some nice adjustment, so it'll go pretty much wherever you need it in the bottom of your case in order to support the GPU. You get this little folding flap that comes down, nice little thumb screw to secure it in place. Overall, a very simple and nice design that should also look really, really good. Has an RGB port down at the bottom in order to get these RGB fins to actually light up. And then we get to one of the most interesting features of the Galax series of cards, which is the additional, potentially additional back or top fan for the graphics card. So what really came to kind of light with the RTX 30 series of cards is that open fin style cooler where you can have air pass completely from the bottom of the card, through the fin stack of the cooler, and out the top or the back of the card. And this is just able to aid that cooling a little bit more. You can then stick this on the back of the GPU, which I'll show you in a minute, to actually give you a little bit more static pressure, a little bit more push of air or pull of air through the back of your GPU. A very nice and interesting feature. It's all clear, maybe a little bit of RGB. We'll have to test that one out once we get this thing hooked up. But overall, a really, really nice additional feature to a card that costs you a fortune when it comes to the RTX 4080, and we'll come back to price closer to the end. You also then get an included RGB to ARGB adapter for the GPU support stick. That way you can actually control it off of your motherboard header and use whatever software that you want in order to control the RGB and sync it with the rest of your system. You then also get a dual RGB to ARGB header, and this will be for the actual graphics card to control the graphics card RGB as well. So you pretty much get full control through your motherboard or your RGB software of choice in order to sync everything up in your system. Super nice to have, and we'll see it with the actual card where these ports are. Make sure it actually looks clean and nice once you get it inside of your system. Don't have cables kind of going all over the place. We then also get our infamous 3 8-pin to 12-pin connector for our GPU. That way you can use an existing power supply and use your existing cable setup in order to power this GPU without having the need to go out and buy a new power supply in order to power this bad boy. But you're going to need a heavy amount of wattage in order to sustain the peak power draw of a card like the 4080. So you might need to upgrade anyway if you're coming from a system with a lower end power supply. You're probably looking at close to 1,000 watts, if not above that, in order to power this guy, plus maybe at top of the line CPU along with it. So that is everything that comes in the box. We got all of our cable adapters, the extra fan, as well as the GPU support stick in order to support our 4080, which is a massive, massive graphics card, which you will now get to see. So here we go. Here it is, the RTX 4080 Serious Gaming. So let's take a deeper look at this GPU and see exactly what you're getting out of the Galax card. Open this bad boy up. Here we go. So here we go. This is the GeForce RTX 4080 by Galax. We'll get into all the details, but just some basic overview stuff. It is a triple slot GPU, meaning it's going to take up quite a bit of room inside of your case. You also get this massive back pass-through in terms of that fan pass-through. Really, really, really nice. You do get ARGB control off to the side of the card, and then you have your power right in the middle of the card. Not the best for cable management, but probably what's expected with the size of the actual PCB. The PCB ends actually right here, and then everything else down here is fin stack for the cooler. So let's actually jump into some of the details that makes this card pretty special and some of the improvements that Galax has made compared to their last generation of RTX 30 series cards. So let's first take a look at the RGB setup on this graphics card. Maybe RGB is not the most important thing, but it does look really nice on this GPU. So when you install this card normally, horizontally, you get this nice face panel with the GeForce RTX, along with a cool design when it comes to the RGB. And if you were to install it vertically, you also get a nice fan shroud RGB setup there as well. And of course, the backplate looks pretty nice. No RGB there, but you do get that solid metal backplate that looks cool. And here's just an overview of all that RGB. And when it comes to the actual port selection on this graphics card, we get one HDMI 2.1 port, along with 3 DisplayPort 1.4 ports for all the connectivity you could possibly need. And the fans also allow for really nice performance. They're 102mm fans, giving you 25% more airflow and 15% more pressure than the old Galax fans. And just some more look at the RGB, but going back to those fans, it gives you really, really nice performance. A one-click overclock option that brings your performance up to 2580 megahertz from 2565, so a little 15 megahertz bump with the click of a button. And if we're taking a look at this extra fan, if you wanted to use that one-click overclock feature, you might need a little bit extra airflow. So you get this extra 102mm fan on the back that plugs right into the side of the graphics card to give you that PWM control, as well as the RGB for that fan as well. And if you were to hook up the rest of the cables that connect to this graphics card, these of course being your power supply cables, and also the additional RGB to ARGB header to plug into your motherboard, it maybe doesn't look the best or the cleanest, especially with the humpback of the fan there on the back of the graphics card. But overall, you can kind of mess with the cables to get a pretty clean look on this card with all the RGB over to the end and then the 12-pin coming out of the center. But overall, a pretty nice looking card at that, but it is a very big card, over a foot long and over 70 millimeters thick, again requiring that 3-slot cooler. Now, although the RTX 40 series are a pretty tough sell with the price point that Nvidia has chosen for both the 4090 and the 4080, this card is kind of in its own class when it comes to design, performance. Hopefully, we'll test that out in the next video. But overall, this card looks the part of a $1,200 or $1,300 graphics card. It is extremely impressive when it comes to the overall design, the actual construction of this thing. Although it is a plastic shroud around the fans, you do get a pure metal backplate for maximum thermal dissipation out of the back of this card. Overall, like the construction and like the overall aesthetic of this thing is just really nice. It's a subtle design. It's all black or silver accents. Overall, it's tough to beat this thing when it comes to the looks department because of just how clean Galax has decided to go with the actual design. The touches of RGB are also really, really nice when it comes to the front face of the card, as well as the GPU support stick. If you're even to go vertical with this card, if you're going to mount it vertically in your case, it's also really, really nice aesthetically as well. You also get the extra added fans, so 4 for the price of 3, and it should aid extremely well in terms of the cooling performance of this bad boy. But all of that will have to be tested in the next video. It's time to actually put this thing up against my RTX 3080 Ti and see just how much performance we're actually getting for the price. Right now, you can get a 3080 Ti for close to $750, $800, maybe even a little bit lower on the secondhand market. So is it worth the uptick in price to go with something like the RTX 4080 compared to last gen's card at the current gen prices? So I'll cover all of that in the next video, so definitely be sure to subscribe so you don't miss that one. If you enjoyed the unboxing, give this video a thumbs up, and if you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.